Hello, hello, hello. This is Tom from Tom and Ruth Philippine Adventures. Today I'm going to talk about actually a couple things. Banking in the Philippines. I'm going to talk about arriving in the Philippines, updates in the Philippines, just a bunch of stuff. And thank you always for watching our videos. I want to thank everybody for always watching our videos. A little sluggish today, going to CDO yesterday. I'm actually to CDO twice this week, so been kind of really busy. It's 96 miles one way. It takes 2 hours and a half on the average, and it's stopping a couple times. Getting food and stuff, snack and restroom. It's not bad. It's the mountains. As you know, you're climbing. You can climb it 40, 50 mile an hour, and then going downhill, you have to really be careful there. Try to use your lower gear, save on your brakes. Anyway, I want to talk about updates here in the Philippines. I've had some questions asked me, what about banking in the Philippines? Since we're coming to the Philippines, how do we bank? What I normally do is a couple things you can do. One is you can still use your Western Union and MoneyGram and things like that. I just use my credit card. I just used a regular credit card from USA, take it down to the bank, because you can use that. It's Star and Cirrus and all the other Signify. There's a bunch of them that you can just, as long as it's Visa or MasterCard, you can go get your money. The good thing about it is you just pull out. Well, you pull up. My bank allows me $1,000 a day. I can pull out, but here in the Philippines, limit for me is $400. So if I need more than that, I have to use Western Union, things like that, or use bank-to-bank transfer, or you can bank-to-bank with your wife. In other words, for an example, she can open up an account and she can bank-to-bank, and which is really nice. It makes it really nice that if she needs to open up an account, and then you can just transfer it from USA here. It takes about some do it in minutes, but realistically, common sense tells you 5 days, 5 to 7 days. I have guys tell me, man, I don't have a problem. I do it in minutes. It takes me 5 days because they're using blockchain and they have to verify, So, but it's okay there. So I use banking. You can use banking or credit card. And the credit card, just use your credit card. Just let your bank know that you're coming to the Philippines and you're going to use your credit card. It's a simple thing. So if I need money on one of my accounts, Ruth has a credit card. She just goes, gets the money that she needs, whatever. I just make sure it's filled up because it's a corporate. I have a corporate credit card that I've had for years, and I just let her use my corporate credit card. It's got her name on it, so she can take that anywhere. And sometimes you can use that credit card to buy stuff. It doesn't always work, but you can get a credit card for here for that. And that's simply done too. You can actually go get what they call a prepaid debit card here, and you can go buy stuff all you want. M. Mueller has it, Palawan has it, all these money places, RD Pawn has it. You just go get a credit card and do it that way. I don't really need to do that. You just always try to keep 10, 15,000 on me all the time for just whatever happens. That's $200-300, 50 peso to the dollar. So if it's 10,000 peso, is $200. 500 peso, 25,000 pesos is $500. Another thing I want to talk about today is I'm still questions. You can really come into the Philippines? Yes, you can come to the Philippines. As long as you're vaccinated, you can come to the Philippines. And there's no quarantine. You can actually walk into the Philippines, no quarantine, and guess what? You get a visa upon arrival also. So they're doing a lot of that because it opens up the doors. New requirements at the Bureau of Immigration, though. There's new requirements. You still have to have, you still get your annual report. Cost me 310 peso. But they're requiring a lot of the guys to go with to get MBI, new MBI, things like that. If they've not done that in a while after a period of time, they still have to go get MBI and certain new papers done. if you've been here past the 5-year mark. And so I have to do that. So another thing that, which is a simple thing, is just resubmitting the same paperwork you submitted 5 years ago. And all that they do that is just re-up their files, which is fine. I don't mind that at all. So we'll be going back there soon. We have to also, Ruth and I are noticing too that even she's getting questions on her email on what if you're planning to stay for a period of time longer than the tourist visa will allow you to have. You can stay as long as you want. There are many visas, SR visas that you can get. There are the 13A visa, that's what I have. It's easier for me to get the 13A at the particular time I did it. It was a simple thing. Ruth just had to sponsor me. There's no money requirements. You pay the $200-300 and you're set. You had to go get an MBI, turn that in, and paperwork's 3 folders, and then you had to fill out a form, ask like 20 questions each. Just make sure your answers are the same. Where did you meet? How did you meet online? Did you meet online? Where did you, how long did you talk? How long have you been here? Things like that. So it's all good. But I wanted to talk about this coming to the Philippines, no quarantine, and you can do that. No worries about that now. So a lot of guys are booking their tickets. A guy is arriving this next week. He booked his ticket, and he is arriving this next week. He paid a little over $3,000, and he is a single guy. He'll be arriving next week. I'll give you an update on him and ask his approval if I can use his name. And he went ahead and just booked the ticket, and he's ready to come here next week. I say next week, it's like Monday, Tuesday he'll be here, which is in 3-4 days. So new arrivals are arriving. They will be arriving, if not already arrived. Some of the guys are already in other countries anyway. I had a couple friends in Dubai, Vietnam, Mexico. They're coming here now. So the door's open, so they're coming here now. So shout out to them for that. And that's fantastic for that. Let's see, anything else I want to talk about? Briefly, okay, got the banking, talked about the Bureau of Immigration. Oh, e-services. You now have to sign online, e-services, to make an appointment for next year. So for an example, before we left the property, they made us sign on e-services, which I already did. I already had my reference number, my scan barcode, all that stuff. I had that available before I got there. Because now, in order to book things, you're going to have to do that. Make sure that you have all that available. There are people that still quarantine, still in their communities, not able to get out. There was 2 guys in the bureau there recently that were stuck, been here over a year, overstay, and they couldn't get out. One was in Ligon, and he couldn't get out because of the requirements and things like that. And he was overstay a year, 70,000 peso he had to pay. And he just paid 30,000 peso for fines and fees, and then 70,000 attached on it, so 100,000 peso. And he still got to go through the letter of reconsideration again. So there's certain requirements that you still have to meet, you still have to do if you've overstayed. They will not blacklist you under this current particular time unless you're just blatantly not going down there, unless you're blatantly making a problem. But the 2 guys were very frustrated, very mad and angry, which I understand too. I was mad and angry. I could not help anybody because it's not my decision, but I was there to support them. I talked with them a little bit. The one guy that I talked to was overstay for 1 year, and he's got to refile for everything. I think it's at 70, a little over 70. Like I said, he had to pay. And then there's an additional fee he has to also come up with for, I don't know, fines or something. And they were sitting there trying to figure that out and waiting for the supervisor to come in so they get all that resolved. And it was really something that kind of hit it home a little bit, that even though you're in another country, And you have to do and abide what they tell you to do. Sometimes people don't get happy about it, and it's understandably so. Understandably so. I mean, if somebody came and told me I need to pay 70,000 peso, I would be upset also and furious and saying, okay, what can I do? Rob from over here, put over here, take out a savings and go from here, right? And you can't necessarily just get 70,000 peso that second because they limit you on withdrawals up to 50,000, 20,000 withdrawal. So some banks will let you go out more than that. But for me, where I live, I can only get $400 a day, which is 20,000 peso. Easy way to figure that is 4 times 5, Uh, so it's 50 pesos a dollar. I just use that. Even though it's a less or more, it doesn't matter. So that's today's video. I wanted to talk about that briefly. Thank you guys so much, and thank you for always watching our videos. God bless everybody.